It has been 57 days since Chris last begged for money, 121 days since Chris last uploaded pages to meet his paid obligations to the Sonichu comic, and 5,201 days since Chris last applied for a job. Welcome to the Chris Chan Update, my name is Gibby. It's been well over a month, November 4th, since we last delved into the world of Chris Chan on this channel. I've been spending a lot of time going over his live streams, which are just a slog to get through. So far they've been 2 hours each, and going through and cutting up stuff and counting every single donation. Well, it's been driving me crazy. But this is going to be a different kind of crazy, because we're going to be going through Chris Chan's Twitter comments. As you should know by now, these are going to range from completely inane nonsense to completely insane nonsense. So let's go. Just so everyone knows, Rosie Rosechew Prime had practiced her electrics a lot over the years. Her cheek sacs have become prominent. They are yellow. I just updated her amiibo figure to reflect this. Yellow cheeks. She does not need Raichu ears. She is good the way she is and has been. And here's a drawing of Rosechew with yellow cheeks. On November 10th, Chris started complaining about My Little Pony Gen 5 again. Hasbro, please only stream Generation 4 My Little Pony and Equestria Girls. Stop streaming Gen 5 My Little Pony. Nobody cares for it at all. And seeing them even occasionally pop up in my subscription feed does, indeed, bother me. MLPG5 does not exist yet in this timeline, period. It should never exist until well after My Little Pony Friendship is Magic Season 14, Episode 26. Divine forces are at work to make this right, and so you all have the chance to make this easy on yourselves by removing everything MLPG5 and resuming MLPG4 immediately. I have spoken. Please remedy this post-haste and immediately. For those of you just joining us, Chris had a dream, a vision, that My Little Pony Generation 4, that's the one that all the bronies got obsessed with, would continue for 14 seasons, and it did not, so now he's freaking out on Hasbro. Similarly, Chris is really upset that the current generation of Pokemon has Pokemon with the Pokedex numbers he had previously set aside for Sonichu. So now we're getting this. Nintendo America, I have your next set of Pokemon in a lovely trio of games spanning the United States. You would be very well and divinely advised to work with me directly on that. 3 Elite Four teams. Why? What? 24, oh, he 3 games, 3 different games. I'm sorry, I thought he meant like 3 versions of the same game. He means 3 actually different games. 3 Elite Four teams, 24 badges, over 160 new Pokemon, counting Rosie, Rosechew, Vamprosa, Sani, Sonichu, and Metonic. Very good story, just very good story elements. I'm not gonna say what they are though. And the return of Mega Evolutions with more of them. I look forward to personally working with you, officially. Team Fortress 2 Analysis Anarchy, which is I believe a collection of brony YouTubers who play video games like Team Fortress 2, reminded me of the 621 convention rule years ago. That was a common practice with me in general, which aided me in weight loss. If I remember correctly, the 621 rule is 6 hours of sleep, 2 meals, and 1 shower every single day. But in recent days, my body has been feeling a bit woozy at times. My friends made me realize that I could be eating more, especially considering how tall I am. So I'm readjusting my meal plan for filling breakfast/brunch and dinner, while enjoying fruit and/or salad at lunch or snackage throughout the day. I am thankful for the 621 rule, but as a guideline like the Bible, we're the two most sacred documents, the Holy Bible, and the 621 rule by Analysis Anarchy. But as a guideline like the Bible, we are meant to keep it as a guideline in our minds, souls, and hearts, and think outside of that in common sense for ourselves, respectively. Every religion and scripture is a piece of the bigger truth. They combine in all to form that in a way. But meditation and connection with the cosmos, Akashic records, and Alpha Omega point well beyond our universe's and timeline's core and matrix, puts further insights and revelation into all of us to really understand ourselves, and the truths, and to put them into good use with light power and righteous paths. So yes, he is actually comparing the 621 rule as religious scripture. Chris is still advertising for the Etsy page run by the Praetors, but in this tweet, he specifically mentions that they're going to be printing Sonichu books in the future. I don't know if he means the original ones are going to be getting reprints, like physical copies, or if he means that the new ones are going to be printed. I guess we're going to have to still wait for that. Just sharing this. Enjoy. And if you click on it, it seems like it's some sort of AI image generator from Bing, which I've actually never heard of. Okay, it seems like the text that Chris input was, Christine Weston Chandler of Ruckersville, Virginia, not being blacklisted nor banned from anywhere in a timeline where her name was never ever dragged and tarnished by the online trolls and bullies, including the really toxic, darkest sinning ones, and that she is welcomed and deeply appreciated by everyone, spiritually and authentically, with kindness and with no judgment of her faults at all. And then, okay, so if you know anything about AI art, you know it is horrible at words, right? Christine Weston Quiville Chenia, and then down here is just garbled nonsense. What I'm confused by is why it's, like, formatted like a Magic the Gathering card. But I'm wondering, does Chris believe that that's, like, ancient text down there? You can kind of see where it was going wrong. Like, it says online tour bowlers. It's probably saying online, trolls and bullies, something like that. I will say, the smile that is on this Jesus character is horrific. Almost as horrific as all of the hands of the people praising him. Okay, I just copy and pasted Chris's description here into DALL-E, and these pictures are significantly more cursed. Why is the one on the right Barb? Okay, in coming back to this, I've realized there are in fact more pictures associated with Chris's little paragraph. This one, I mean, the art's fine. Christine Weston Chenider, ne lame Wes on arms of, I don't think I can say that word on YouTube. And then this one's just horrific. It looks like he has 2 giant buck teeth. Also, the hands are just... Alright, guys, we have a new novel by Chris Chan. Wait, I think this means that Chris is paying for Twitter Blue. I didn't realize that until right this moment. Oh my god. Yeah, he's a check mark. In the various media that has been made, there are some that are not relevant with our timeline in the non-magic dimension 1218, and will not happen from the C-197 half or on the future Earth in this timeline. For example, not everyone from that which was cited to have happened in the past, such as in the days of knights in the United Kingdom and Spain, will be alive today. Such as Johann and Peewit. I don't know what that means. Yet the Smurfs are immortal, and they are still alive to this day. Any apocalyptic or post-apocalyptic media is not relevant in this timeline. Thus, those individuals and events are in another alternate universe or timeline, period. Media which is canonically in this timeline is deeply appreciated by those who have actually seen or foreseen the future, or even just from the general vibrations of the media. Hence, the case of My Little Pony Generation 5, A New Generation, Make Your Mark, etc., is absolutely not meant to exist at all until after My Little Pony Friendship is Magic Season 14, Episode 26. Not Season 9, Episode 26. Very premature and must be remedied for televised, animated, like My Little Pony Friendship is Magic, complete with further expanding stories of everyone in Equestria and on Earth in Equestria Girls. Despite Hasbro's executives and sinful greed, to have brought anything My Little Pony G5 in this soon, in part, triggered World War III between Russia and Ukraine? This is like a joke I would have told 3 years ago. He actually thinks the ponies caused the war in Russia. Like the stone that the girl in Tokyo would have tripped over that would have caused a gas station explosion that Kusosaki removed to prevent it. That's an anime I've literally never heard of. The worst of the events have yet to be manifested, and can be remedied immediately right now with the simple change from Hasbro to completely remove and shelve My Little Pony G5, and resume My Little Pony G4 and Equestria Girls, immediately and post-haste. He's unironically saying that the war in Ukraine and Russia would end if My Little Pony came out. Also, that's not the end of it. Also, the Sonichu video games in Pokemon Lightning Bolt, Diva Pink, and Battery Charge Blue, with my personal collaboration with Nintendo and Sega, period. With national... Why'd you say period and then have a comma? With national Pokedex numbers from 978 to 983 changed to Rosy to Metonic, respectively. and a total retcon and alteration of Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Because, if not done willingly on the divine timing of present and manifestations post-haste, then it shall be forced into manifestations by divine forces, and divine plan with further details that I, Jesus Christine Weston Chandler Sonichu Prime, can't consciously know, specifically, but I know unconsciously, paradoxes and such. So he's saying that Nintendo has to do this, and if they don't, it's gonna happen anyway, and it might be disastrous. This is very cool. I'm so close to 100,000 subscribers on #YouTube. I thank everyone for contributing and for their kindness for this blessing. You did this, you all did this, none of you are free of sin. Please stop inflating Chris's ego, it's not that hard. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. I am thankful for the progressions and further developments of myself and in everyone who are open for and finding the light-powered paths for the better. And I am thankful for the authentic, kind, and compassionate friends and individuals in my company and reach. I felt it well advised to state this once. If anyone wants to send me a gift like something from Amazon, consider this as authentic empathy. If you were I, would you really want a joke or gag gift that shows off a meme or anything in really bad taste? Or would you rather feel better receiving a gift that was thought of with care and common sense to the needs, interests, and things you actually like and take interest in? Just consider that and give to me kindly as you would or want to for yourself. Meditate on that. Oh, and I forgot to mention, I have opened 5 slots for commissions on the Etsy store. These will be drawn on a near future live stream, so be aware and cautious of your requests. I promise to keep the names of those who pay for these private and not said on the stream. Also, keep it safe for work. Memes, to an extent, are okay. Nothing sexual or too violent. If the request is not well, we reserve the right to refund and reopen the slot for someone else. Common sense rules apply as well. Thank you. Okay, so he's opening up commissions and people are going to pay him money to draw things. So, and for this choice commission, we have Donald Trump, and in addition to some sparks, a personally dealt jab that even ignites his constant massive red aura to as bright as it will ever get. He really does not deserve to be 6'3". Wait, I get this is a commission from 2021. This is a tweet from 2021. What? Okay, it's because Chris is responding to this. So, yeah, November 25th, he said, and now he's been kicked off the ballot. Krakow! This is in reference to Trump, who in Colorado, I believe, was removed from the ballot. It's going to go to the United States Supreme Court, so it's unclear if this is going to end up actually mattering, but Chris Chan apparently thinks it will. Okay, here is one of those commissions. This is a commission I finished drawing on the 27th, this week. The title is Addressing the Toxic, Darkest Sinning Minority, with Peter Griffin, himself being such an individual. Allow me to explain, please. I consider this a statement where I am there with Sonichu, but I am addressing Peter like I was addressing the really toxic, darkest, sinning individuals who are narcissistic and or arrogant. I am expressing that I would like to guide him to better habits on the light-powered paths and intuitions, but due to him really closing me out and his worse history, I express disappointment, emotions, and expressions. I just scrolled down and there's Pickle Rick. Oh, and Peter's wearing Chris's shirt and medallion. Also, seriously, Megan Marie Griffin is too good for him. Lois and the others in that family. Megan's too good for all of them, including Lois. She's been lots of patient with them, and they still lowball and beat her up over the years. I looked this up a couple years ago, but I do not think that Meg has an official middle name in Family Guy. Okay, Megan, aka Megatron. I've definitely seen that meme before, where Peter's like writing her birth certificate and it says Megatron, so it's not actually short for anything else. Megatron, Meg Harvey Oswald Griffin. Where did Chris get Marie? On that, I have been patient with y'all over the years, and I feel concerned and disappointed with the few who continue to see me in an outdated, misunderstood concept of an individual. I want to ostracize and mock others, and even yourselves, based on the individuals of your past who had influenced you for the self-harming worse. For I have matured deeply, and found myself in my soul searching and meditations. But I digress. Oh my god, he's still going! I will also state another fact or two. I am quite aware that the intentions of those on Kiwi are not great. Present individual and I talking to... what? Present individual I am talking to included in that. Okay, so he's talking to someone from Kiwi Farm. Regardless of what near future collabs I go into, there is mockery from the minority, but I foreknew and anticipated with counter-plans for such mockeries with my blessing, that, prayfully, will allow them to see the light power and good that will put them away from their toxic and darkest sinning ways. With that stated, I am more than aware, as I have made clear, of the likely usage of I as leverage in the popularity of one's content and self, as well as any lolcow content. I am not a lolcow, and I feel concern and disappointment with those who sees others in their respective drama and stressful situations as comical. I feel pity for they who do not have empathy upon the pains of others, including myself, as well as not being open for the present and future, better individuals. They are more than capable of being in light power, good, and righteousness. I also feel pity in all who are unable to feel and appreciate the deeper spiritual, soulful aspects of the authentic and mutual appreciation and compassion of others. In general, I want it very clear that I humbly wish you all authentically have no intention of making or promoting any mockery of I, or anyone with disabilities, or any aspect that may feel cringe-worthy to you, including that which you may be, yourselves, that you may feel discomfort and fear upon from the likely upbringing of dislike upon such from those who you have resided and or worked with I, your respective developments as individuals. I am not a lolcow, that I was mislabeled as back in the late 2000s, and I do not identify as such. We all have our respective situations that should be appreciated and accepted with kindness and understanding. If you all would please, I am to be appreciated and understood as the more mature individual that I have become, and shall maintain from my further soul-searching, literal meditation, and even my psychic connections with literally everything there is, was, and shall be. Chris, back in the day, obviously was a lolcow because of his outrageous reactions to things, getting insanely angry and doing just total nonsense, off-the-wall stuff, but he currently thinks he's Jesus. Like, you can't get more lolcow than present-day Chris Chan, which is kind of crazy, given that he used to be the most lolcow you ever could be 15 years ago. There are that which goes deeper than the physical and surface levels. The spark from authentic mutual spiritual attraction and destined situations in soul bonding between individuals and friends is real. If you do not appreciate, or have been able to open soul, open heart, and open-minded for that, much less experienced it for yourself, that's more pity I feel for you. Meditate on that for yourselves. And I wish for everyone who have blocked me on Twitter from among all brony community to read the above and meditate for themselves on all that, please. Thank you. Be safe and well with blessings and light power of righteousness and good. This was all about him getting blocked by bronies. We're gonna take a break from today's video for a word from our sponsor, Ewin. This is the Ewin Calling Series gaming chair, and it was provided for me by Ewin, but I seriously mean this when I say it. It has ruined other chairs for me. I've tried gaming chairs over the years that advertise all their bells and whistles, but this feels like an actual premium product. It's sturdy, it's wide, and most importantly, it's comfortable. Its wide seat and back offer legitimate support, and as someone who had a recent back injury, it's the first chair I found that I can sit in for long periods of time. Other gaming chairs feel like I'm in a giant car seat, whereas this one literally feels like I'm on a throne. They didn't ask me to say this, but I genuinely feel like for the first time since my injury, I can sit for long hours at my desk and not feel like I'm hurting my back. The EwinRacing Heavy Duty gaming chair lives up to its title. It can hold 400 pounds if necessary, whereas other chairs typically max out at 300. The sturdiness also helps with the premium feeling I get just sitting in it. The chair has 2D armrests, meaning that both their height and depth can be adjusted, and the chair, of course, can recline back as far as you need. The assembly process was insanely simple, and I was able to put it together on my floor in less than 15 minutes. All the necessary tools are included, and honestly, I had less trouble with this than I have had with any IKEA furniture I've ever attempted to build. There's a Christmas sale going on right now that includes free shipping and pretty substantial discounts. Clicking my affiliate link below will get you 25% off and will also support the channel. Make sure you use the code LCR for a 25% discount. Affiliate links are a great way of supporting creators because you can get something you were already going to buy while still supporting them. So thank you, Ewin, and I hope everyone out there has a very Merry Christmas. Well, with a bit of input from Mary Sue's best friend, I have just confirmed my YouTube channel's view count. Awesome! He has 10 million views as of November 7th, 2023. Another essay, here we go. Also, Season 7, Episode 9 of Rick and Morty is quite accurate. Even in the cold open, it shows Rick kind of confirming that the Heaven realm with Jerry's help. And it's actually nearly on point with that of this universe's core and matrix, which is the real Heaven realm, or neutral transition area of the soul of most everyone. Very few even go beyond that through the universe's core's matrix and into the timeline's core, and hardly any, aside from that, going through the timeline's core matrix and into the Alpha Omega point of existence, as well as its matrix. And even beyond that,
to go even further beyond!
To essentially break out of the matrix, like in the movies, albeit spiritually, and without as much technology, not counting that which is used to help generate the specific frequencies to aid in focus. But even with those binaural beats alone, that will still only get you as far as into the timeline's core, breaking out of the universe's core matrix. Which also backs up the fact that I have presented in writing, that even an atheist can find spiritual revelations and light power for themselves. And in that, there is another energy collective that exists when those that deviate so far from that of the universe's core that they escape that collective and deviate into another with the various variables, rather that be the sins and regrets, levels of doubt, and or those congratulations or sorry that happened. When will Sonichu make an appearance in Skibbity Toilet? These are the only real responses to Chris's novels here. Alright, so in case any of you aren't total nerds who follow Magic the Gathering, you may not have heard that Hasbro has laid off a bunch of their employees, and it's actually causing a lot of issues, like ripples throughout the entire community. So Equestria Daily says, following many other companies in this weird economic time, Hasbro has announced that 1,100 employees will be laid off, or 20% of their workforce. And this random guy says, this could have been prevented by continuing G4. So this is just kind of like a funny haha, like, oh man, they would have made so much more money if they kept Friendship is Magic going. That is more so what I have foretold and said over and over again. Hasbro can still redeem themselves by shelving G5 completely and resuming Friendship is Magic and Equestria Girls. That's right, guys. 1,100 people lost their jobs. And Chris is saying that it's because of the ponies. He saw it coming, guys. Festive holiday greeting during a visit to the old forest home of Sonichu Prime from when he was a Pichu and Pikachu, outside of Station Square, Rhode Island. A recent commission. I'm pretty sure in the comics, Sonichu has overtly stated that like his family threw him out, like they hate him now. The US starters are in the picture. Wait till later to get the evolution lines of Moctor, Meeper, and Teddypig. Ain't no way. Okay. Teddypig. Teddy Bear Pig is probably that thing that actually looks like a mouse. Moctor is one of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. But like a turtle, like an actual turtle. Definitely copyright infringement. It's called Moctor. And Meeper, which is clearly just Flame the Sunbird. Although it might be that Mega Man character. That's nothing. Wait till you learn of the eight legendary US Pokemon, one for each chakra point, with Love and Heart. The fanfics from y'all inspired from that are not canon. In Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, I have not even entered the school in Paldea, Mexico. What? Oh my god. I'm sorry, that's one of the funniest things I've ever read. Okay, with context, Chris, thinks he can speak Spanish really well, and he's been really, obsessed with, Mexican culture and all that because he liked his Spanish class in high school. For further context, Pokemon games are always set in a fictional region, which is usually based on a real place, like Kalos is based on France. Paldea, which is the location of the most recent games, is set in Spain. Everybody knows that it's Spain. And Chris says, I have not entered the school in Paldea, Mexico at all. He thinks Spain is Mexico. I refuse to do so on literal divine timing and intervention until only after when I, personally, and Nintendo, work together and manifest Pokemon Lightning Bolt, Diva Pink, and Battery Charge Blue version that cover America and includes Quickville, Virginia, and the Sonichu and Roseju species and evolution line. I personally affirm that, like My Little Pony G5, Make Your Mark, Tell Your Tale, and A New Generation from Hasbro, this has nothing to do with the quality of the game or related media, but but that Scarlet and Violet are premature and should not have existed yet, as I have stated clearly and direct in this timeline. So he's saying he doesn't even dislike My Little Pony G5, it's just breaking the timeline. Like My Little Pony and Equestria Girls G4, they shall be resumed by divine intervention and command, and the Pokemon of America shall precede the Pokemon of Paldea, Mexico. Ugh. In the National Pokedex. There shall be a massive retcon in Scarlet and Violet, period. Lightning Bolt, Diva Pink, and Battery Charge Blue versions shall be manifested in proper official personal collaboration and business. And Rosie, Rosechew, Vamprosa, Sonny, Sonichu, and Metonic shall occupy National Pokedex numbers 978, 979, 980, 981, 982, and 983 respectively. Bulbapedia shall be retconned and updated in this as well. That is all for now, thank you. I think in the olden days, Chris probably would have started trying to actually edit Bulbapedia, but I don't think he really has the patience or time for that now. None of this would have happened if Chris was a Doctor Who fan. He'd be sitting there like, the world will end unless they bring back David Tennant. And then they just bend to his whim and they do it like minimum once every 5 years. And finally we have, finally put into a figure form, from the times of Idea Guy's corruptions of multiple timelines. Gwenmi Mikiko, the evil, deceptive, robot-identifying human who upgraded with a transector. I don't follow anime, I don't follow Transformers, I got no idea what's going on. Gwenmi Decepticon Headmaster. And I guess Chris, like, modeled clay over a toy, that's great. Alright guys, thank you for watching. You can follow me on Twitter at GIBI_Devin. Make sure to stay tuned for the ongoing tragedy of Chris Chan, and obviously I hope everyone has a very happy holiday. Merry Christmas.